You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Harry's wife. How does their relationship work? Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. And I provide you with further insight into the world of Harry's wife and Harry. This time we're going to be told how their relationship works. And this comes courtesy of somebody called Nicola Murphy. Nicola Murphy was one day walking along the street in London. It was February. It was unseasonably chilly. She would have expected that possibly things were starting to get a little less wintry, but it wasn't the case, and she had had to exit her house, wrapped up with bobble hat, scarf, gloves, and thick coat on, to deal with the unseasonable chill. Carefully she walked along the pavement, cautious not to slip on an icy patch, and all of a sudden there was a screeching of tyres, and this caused her to look to her right as a transit van pulled in to the side of the pavement. All of a sudden, a side door on the transit van opened up, and a gloved hand beckoned towards her. There was an accompanying noise of "Psst! Come here." It sounded like an old, refined female voice. Nicola was naturally curious. She paused and looked around to see if the gloved finger was beckoning to anybody else, but nobody else seemed to have noticed what was going on. Cautiously, she stepped forward. "That's right, come here," repeated the voice. As she neared the entrance to the vehicle, the interior, which was swathed in gloom, all of a sudden, a pair of hands grabbed her and yanked her, pulling her into the interior of the vehicle. She heard the door slam shut behind her, and then all of a sudden, something was placed over her head. "Hoo-ha!" declared a voice next to her. Please don't hurt me," she announced. "We won't hurt you as long as you do what we require of you," announced the voice again. It was the same one which had coaxed her into this vehicle. "What do you got?" said a second voice. "Who are you?" asked Nicola, looking around but seeing nothing. "That doesn't matter right now. Okay, I'll take off her hood." "Hoo-ha!" came the voice again, and all of a sudden the hood was lifted off her head, and there was a bright light now shining full in her face. She could just make out the silhouettes of two figures. One appeared to be a man, the other appeared to be a woman, and the one that was a woman was wearing a crown. "Now, listen to me," a voice floated from the crown-wearing silhouette. "We require you to pump out some words. We require you to write about Harry's wife." "Why? I don't know that much about her." "Show us what you got," mentioned the man again. "Is that all he ever says?" asked Nicola. "Yes, I'm afraid that is, but anyway, that's not important right now. What is important is that you provide me with 750 words about Harry's wife." Could I just ask, Your Majesty," realised Nicola, "why would you be wanting words about her after all the trouble she's given your family?" "That's not important right now. What is important is that Hello Towers is currently underwater, you see, and therefore we're having to operate on a mobile basis in a fleet of transit vans circulating around London. And you're in one at the moment. Behind you, you will find a computer, keyboard, mouse, desk, and seat. Place yourself there. We're going to keep an eye on you. Once you're finished, you're allowed to go." 750 words? asked Nicola. "Yes. Write about something Something favourable for Harry's wife. It's our job to ensure that the world continues to see her in a favourable light. That is the Hello way. Okay, what do I get? You get your freedom. Oh, and also a goodie bag at Marks and Spencer's. Sounds fair enough to me. Right, I'll get on with it, said Nicola, exhibiting her usual fortitude. She reached out, slipping off her gloves, and cracked her knuckles before turning around and climbing onto the seat and switching on the computer. Here is what she provided. Prince Harry and Harry's wife have been married for 4 years, during which time they have been learning from one another. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex reportedly have very different personalities based on their star signs, which means they don't take the same approach to marriage and parenting their 2 young children, Archie and Lilibet. According to celebrity psychic Inbal Honigman, sounds reasonable, who spoke to Spin Genie about royal couples' compatibility, King Charles' youngest son is a sensible and logical Virgo, while former Suits actress Harry's wife is an impulsive Leo. So, how does their relationship work? Well, pausing there, this is the kind of claptrap that we are used to seeing pumped out by Hello, explaining lots of favourable things about Harry's wife as part of that necessity of continuing to assert control and draw fuel and manage her facade. But it doesn't tell you how their relationship works. In order to understand how their relationship works, you watch my work. You watch and listen as I explain the dynamic between narcissist and victim. To summarise, and of course the many videos that I've made on this subject provide you with much more detail about this, but the relationship works because she asserts control over Harry, and he is easy to control. He provides her with lots of fuel, character traits and residual benefits, and that is why he was ensnared in the first place. Her narcissism selected him because it identified that he would make an ideal candidate to become the intimate partner primary source. It works because she continues to manipulate him in benign and malign ways. It works in the sense that he remains trapped because he doesn't have a high cognitive function, but moreover, he's trapped in the fog of his own emotional thinking that he doesn't realise what he's dealing with, and therefore rather than escape, he remains in situ, trying to please, placate, mollycoddle, and appease his captor. And therefore it works, essentially, in a one-way fashion. Harry's wife gets the prime aims, and Harry occasionally gets a doggy treat, i.e. a little golden period. He once had an extensive golden period at the beginning of the relationship that was used to draw him in, but now that has gone, fallen by the wayside and replaced by the sustained devaluation, which is punctuated with periodic, smaller golden periods. The relationship works for her with regard to the prime aims. Occasionally, of course, he will threaten her sense of control, and therefore she will dole out forms of manipulation, increasingly malign, in order to keep him in line. For him, the relationship works in terms of wanting to keep the family unit together and being treated to those occasional golden periods. There is, of course, more to it, as set out in my many videos, but that's an overview for you. However, I'm now going to continue with the nonsense that's being spouted by Hello in order to cause you to believe that this is the actual reason why their relationship works. Virgos accept people as they are. They don't judge and don't try to change the other person. So all signs are kind of compatible with Virgo, Inbal began. Well, let's just blow that out of the water straight away. I'm a Virgo. I don't accept people as they are. I'm entirely judgmental, and I change people. I basically beat them into submission. Of course, everybody's compatible with me, because I can morph myself into so many things, which creates the impression of compatibility, until such time as I take it away. She explained that people with Prince Harry's sign are often willing to fit their lives around their partner. It's nothing to do with Harry's star sign and everything to do with the fact that he's addicted to narcissists. The article continues, this sheds a lot of light on the joint decisions of the Sussexes, since Harry's wife, as the fiery Leo, would make impulsive decisions. Or rather, she responds as a consequence of her instinctive narcissism. And Harry would calculate the risks and opportunities, and if he can see a logical reason to take a particular step, he'll get on board, she continued. Harry's reasoning skills may have come into play when the couple chose to relocate from the United Kingdom to America in 2020, less than 2 years after their wedding at St. George's Chapel, Windsor Castle. At the time, the couple had welcomed their baby boy, but they had concerns over the toll the negative media coverage was having on Harry's wife's mental health, pity play. As she told Oprah Winfrey in 2021, "I just didn't want to be alive anymore." Pity play, revision of history. They went on to welcome daughter Lilibet in June 2021, and the family of 4 now live in Monty Shitshow. Speaking of their parenting techniques, the psychic continued that Harry's star sign would make him practical. Well, I suppose when he's down on all fours, he makes a decent footrest, while Harry's wife is more likely to be inspiring. Yeah, the only thing that she inspires is revulsion. Together they're a strong couple that thrive on their differences. Absolute bollocks, Imbal concluded, and noted that they are the ideal tag team. Horseshit, thanks to their planets being in consecutive signs. Load of fucking wank. He explained her Mercury, planet of communication, is in Leo, and his is in Virgo. Her Venus, planet of love, is in Virgo, and his is in Libra. Her Saturn, planet of karma, is in Libra, and his is in Scorpio. If you understand any of that, you're a better man than I am, Gunga Din. This makes them the ideal tag team. The only time that they're going to be an ideal tag team is if they're getting down and dirty in some kind of squalid orgy that they might be hosting at Monty Shitshow. This makes them the ideal tag team because each of them is always learning something new from the other. No, not the case at all, and they're both excited to show the other one how to do things their way. This tells us absolutely the square root of fuck all in relation to how their relationship works. I've explained to you how their relationship works, and this is just another PR puff piece, but provides us with an opportunity to laugh at the ridiculousness of the need to keep churning this shite out in the interest of asserting control and managing that facade. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.